Today is Monday, Parashat Vaetchanan, and we're learning the Mussar from Chok Israel. Yetzer hara tov la'adam. The evil inclination is beneficial for man. We know that a person has Yetzer hara and Yetzer tov. Yetzer hara is the bad inclination, the temptation to do certain things that are forbidden, the desire to do certain things that are not appropriate. That's Yetzer hara. There is Yetzer tov. That's the good inclination. The inclination to be a good person, to do what is right, to do mitzvot. And sometimes a person is pulled in both directions. Yetzer hara pushes him one way, Yetzer hara the other way, Yetzer hara one way, Yetzer tov the other way. And Yetzer hara, it says here in the Mussar, is good, is beneficial for the person, even though it tempts him to do things that are wrong. She'ilu lo haya Yetzer hara sholet ala adam. Because if the evil inclination, if the temptation to do things that are not according to the will of Hashem, if it was not present, if Yetzer hara was not working to overpower the person, if the temptations were not so strong, Mascharo, what would be his reward? Asher yekabel ala tova. What would be his reward when he does good? A robot is not rewarded for making the right choices. He's programmed. We have the freedom of choice. We have also that thing that we call the evil inclination, the Yetzer hara, that pushes us to do things that are wrong, tempts us. We feel sometimes compelled to do something. There is we're drawn towards something that is improper. And as the Yetzer hara tries to overpower us, when we are able to overcome it, then we have a reward. Mascharo asher yekabel tova. So if there was no Yetzer hara, there would be no reason to, or no justification for a reward, for havesacha, for doing the right thing. Ata sheyitzro mitgaber alav vekofefo ba'avur HaKadosh Baruch Hu yesh lo sachar tov. Now that he has this sort of conflict and he's able to overcome and make the right choice, then he gets a reward. And therefore Yetzer hara, which was something that is negative, when we're able to overcome it, then we deserve to be rewarded, and that will be a choice that was made with our ability to make the right choice. Belar sha'im, however, for the wicked people, Yetzer tov ra'alahem, the good inclination is bad for them. Why? Ilu lo ta'amu Yetzer tov, yicholim hayu lomar, lo yadanu ma tivo shel Yetzer tov. If they didn't have the taste of this good inclination, they could say, look, we had no desire to do anything good. But since they have also the good inclination, then the wicked people, it's to their detriment, the fact that there is Yetzer tov, because they cannot justify their action by saying, well, we had no desire to do good. A person has both inclinations, the good inclination and the bad inclination. And then the Mussar goes on to some other subjects in the same area, and it speaks also that there are certain things that the Yetzer hara is stronger in than other things that the Yetzer hara is not present. One example that we gave in the class today, there are people in the Far East that eat all sorts of insects, ants, I understand even cockroaches. Nobody from our type of community would have a desire to eat such a thing, so he doesn't eat them, they're forbidden. The reward is not as great as if he goes by a restaurant and he's very hungry, and it's a restaurant that claims to be kosher but doesn't have a hashgacha that is proper, and he smells the smell of the tasty food, and he still controls himself, even though the evil inclination is saying, well, no big deal, it's for sure, it's acceptable, look, it's not pork, it's meat that would be kosher, just maybe there are doubts whether it's kosher or not. The evil inclination can source all sorts of justifications for the person to sort of be tempted And if he's still able to overcome it, of course he would get more of a reward than he was tempted to do where there's no temptation to eat certain things that he would be disgusted from. So this is some of what the Mussar deals with today in the Chok L'Israel for Monday for Parashat Vaetchanan. Baruch Adonai Le'olam. Amen ve'amen.